Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to try and give you a solution to what the ongoing situation with high unemployment within the IT sector slash cybersecurity, because we are under one big umbrella. Cybersecurity, some individuals are still looking at that group as under IT, which in essence it is because it's very technical to some extent on certain things, especially if you're dealing with firewalls and EDRs and SIM and SOC. They join hands working together pretty tightly. All right. So, one article I want to point out was from the Wall Street Journal about a month ago. And it illustrates everything that is going on perfectly, even till this day, even though it's a month old. But my goal here today is to possibly give you a solution to all that stuff, all these things that are going on, negative things that are going on. How can we combat this? One thing I've learned through the course of my career is that, you may present the problem, but do you have a solution for it? My goal, whether I don't know it would work or not, but my goal here today is to semi give you a solution and let you run with that idea. You can comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. So, let me show you guys really quickly this article, Wall Street Journal. IT unemployment rises to 5.7% as AI hits tech jobs. This 5.7% is only within the IT section of it. The overall unemployment is 4.0%. So obviously, IT is getting hit the hardest with this whole AI advancement. So I want to point out a couple things here. Number of unemployment IT workers rose from 98,000 in December to 152,000 last month, according to a report. Now, that is hard hitting. Now, you know that those numbers obviously encompass cybersecurity professionals as well, and of course now we are getting more articles day after day because these news of people being unemployed is starting to hit home really hard. With the new administration, the cut of cost cutting, uh, you know, with spending and trying to figure out what everyone does. But this is a huge impact. There's definitely going to be a lot of repercussions taking effect once all this settles down. So, and let me just quickly go over this really quick. Some of the highlighted points I want to point out is all right. So we got 152,000 within the last month of unemployed IT individuals. The department on Friday said the economy added 143,000 jobs as the job market continues to chug along, though at a slower pace than the prior 2 months. I mean, it's not like it was added 143,000 jobs. You basically let go 152 and you're just backfilling, and you're not even backfilling one for one. So, like, I can't even let that number be the source of, okay, yeah, we're still hiring, but we're hiring a lot less than what it was prior because we just let them all go. So, not only that, we have also who in IT are being let go because of all this AI stuff, right? AI is definitely advancing. It's, taking the role of certain individuals. And I want to give this prime example is that a lot of people say AI still needs to be driven by a human. Yes, I agree. I'm not arguing that point. They also say that AI is just a tool. Yes, it is. Now, but picture this. Imagine you have a 10-man or 10 person, girls and boys, right? In this department, a group, but versus, like a development team, a program team, coding team, and versus one or two people, human beings, right? Utilizing AI. Okay, think about that for a second. AI can probably spit out codes, scripts, analyze, you know, deep deep dive into the development of a, whatever software application, um, and probably can act as the source, the horsepower of 10 individuals, or maybe 5 individuals. You see, like, it actually still requires a human being to interact with, but less of them, right? You don't need 10 people to use AI because they're going to spit out the same thing. You just need one person to manage the AI, and they could spit out the equivalent of 10 people, or if not more. And I believe that's where this whole job reducing and cutting is coming into place, right? Because there's a lot of automation. That was one of the biggest things as I was developing in my career, that automation is key, right? Especially for larger organizations. And when you have that automation in place, you start losing people because your function is not there anymore. So let me just go over one other thing here, and I'll give you my 2 cents on how do we kind of resolve this, right? So I'm going to end this portion right here. This quote: jobs are being eliminated within the IT function, which are routine and mundane, such as reporting, clerical, administration, and those are repetitive things, right? Those are things that you can call AI and say, hey, generate a report. I don't need a human being to do that for me. So, one thing I want to see if we can resolve right now, how do we combat this, right? There's always a lot of questions. I myself have, right now actually, probably am just as vulnerable as any of these people that you read on these, uh, you know, websites. I could be one of them, right? I could eventually be one. I could walk in tomorrow and be handed my papers to ask to be let out of the building as well. It is scary. I probably, in the last couple months, leading up to this year, from December, January, February, we're in March now, have probably spoken to about 3 professionals that have been let go from their organization. Now, these are not people who are, just starting. They didn't just graduate college. They had many, many years of experience and really well versed in what they do, day in, day out. And again, I'll say that, their resume has been reviewed, professional to the point where it's to the key points. It's not something like they just got out of college or they're looking for their first job. That's the tough part. Now, I've also seen people walk out or being escorted out after they're, just within a few months after them starting. It's not a great time. So, what is my solution to all this? You have to, this is what I'm doing, right? This is my suggestion. Now, not everyone's going to follow it, but my suggestion would be you have to stay on top of technology. If AI is the thing now, you have to accept that fact, right? You can't ignore it. You have to understand it. If building it out as far as a lab environment, to understand it, read more about it, study it, to know it, because that seems like what they're looking for next. AI. It used to be, not too long ago, right? EDR detection. You know how to work a SIM. Yes, some organizations will still look for that, because not every organization is going to be able to afford the latest and greatest technology, as far as automation wise. They still would probably need a human. Private sectors probably might, smaller organization, non-top, top 500, would probably still, pay and do things a little manually because it has a cost to do an automation. Now, bigger organizations, financial, banks, tech, huge retail, plenty of those now. They may do things a lot different, right? And you have to adopt. So, one question that keeps on popping in my mind, someone asked me, I'm graduating college. I have a cyber degree. Now, I don't truly understand what a cyber degree really shows or how in depth IT in general, not just cybersecurity stuff. Yes, the question was, should I take a entry level, low level help desk, support desk, level 1, level 2 type of position just to get in the door? And my answer to that would be yes, because now, even though you take those type of position, you may not be expecting the salary that you thought you would be getting, because usually universities and programs will showcase cybersecurity as making like, oh, you could start off at 80 grand, 90 grand, or 100 grand. That's not going to happen now because salaries are dropping, right? Because of the saturation of many talents out there, you're not going to get the higher salary. And if you try to debate it or try to ask for more, they'll probably just not even consider you. I've had conversations with other people who attempted to negotiate salary after being given an offer, and they're not willing to entertain it now. So just keep that in mind. But if you take this lower entry level job, I'm pretty confident that you will somehow come across security related task, right? On endpoints, there's plenty of security tools that they deploy agents, feeding logs. You may even start working with different servers on the cloud infrastructure side or on-prem stuff. You'll see all that because as far as tier 1, help desk, support desk, you're going to encounter some of that stuff. And they may want you to multitask, jump into the cybersecurity side of things as well. So my suggestion is yes. That right now is probably for an entry level solution. So what about the more experienced solution? What do you do? Like, how do you adapt, right? I would say you have to go with what you know best and how comfortable you feel. You can't learn things that are not, I guess, not going to pique your interest, but certain certifications may hold an edge. But from the way I see things now, it doesn't seem like it makes a huge difference anymore. It's unfortunate that you don't get to always showcase your soft skills because most of the time you're being rejected so fast, you don't even get that opportunity to do an HR screen, right? You can't even prove to them what type of person you are. I want to just leave off at this point. I will continue to do what I do with monitoring and digging a little bit more on the current situation. I cannot provide anyone, even myself, a guarantee for any of this. But the only thing I can think of that I can benefit on my own is to continue and never stop learning. And that's the only thing that we have an advantage of. I know part of it is going to be your experience. Part of it's going to be how you speak, your soft skills. And the very last part, the most crucial part, is how lucky you will be. Open up to networking, fix up your LinkedIn, do all you can do to make sure that you have everything in place. The last thing you want is people sourcing and finding your social media and then, things that don't align with their culture. And somehow, some way, maybe someone will see that. But, that's the minor part right now. But more importantly is to just keep in touch and, keep up to date with certain things, read up on a lot of things. Do not forfeit your studies. If you're paying out of pocket for a lot of these things, I would say if financially you're at a crunch, I would hold back, right? Until you possibly can find something. And if you're currently in a position right now, suck it up just a little bit longer, because whenever there's a downside, there is going to be an upside. I just want to leave it off at that. I appreciate you guys joining me, coming on, all these new subscribers. I love talking about this situation because it affects me personally as well. And I find great joy in putting out these videos for you guys. And the least you can probably do is just hit that like button. Thank you, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Take care.